Alright, so you probably already own a Qi, right? And decided to go ahead and get the AIOS set up, right? So I'm going to teach you guys how I set this thing up. That's going to be a lot easier, a lot different than other setups out there. Okay, so let's duck down and let's get to it. Okay, so what I have with me is a simple microcoil, okay, 6-wrap microcoil of 28 gauge Canthal in the middle. Okay, I find myself not using very heavy Canthal on this one because no matter how you build this thing, the way that the vapor comes out of the AIOS is always going to be cold. So there's no point into getting it super hot. Okay, other than for a decent cloud, but the production is always going to be pretty cold. So I have a battery in here. Here's the Qi, and I'm just going to fire this thing really quick, just to give you the general gist of it. Okay. Sorry, clumsy fingers today. Okay. So here we go. Firing, firing. Lights up. Okay, just a simple single coil in the middle, right? Now, you probably watch a lot of videos where, like, the tank is over here, they put it on the top, and then they build, like, this ridiculously long stainless steel mesh, blah, 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 whatever. But the problem is that, like, even the builders themselves in those videos, they're talking about, like, how it's constantly leaking. Like, they built it, it was okay, they had to build it again, they had to build it again. Okay, I'm going to show you something that's going to just, like, solve all your problems and all your headaches, and you don't have to keep building it over and over again. And it's going to work. It's going to work the first time, every single time. Okay, all you really need is to get yourself like a piece of cotton. Okay, cotton is slightly bigger on one side, is slightly smaller on the other side, so it's kind of like a club. It's kind of like a bouquet of roses or something like that. Okay, and then all you need to do is just twist up one side of it. Now, after we twist up one side of this thing, okay, we're going to get some tweezers, and then we're going to thread this through our single microcoil over here. Okay, and then we bring this down to the bottom. Okay, we want to bring it through, all right. Now, here's the trick, okay? You don't want the cotton too snug inside of the coil, because then it's going to have slight wicking issues. Okay, it doesn't have to be too tight, but for the rest of it, you don't need this much cotton anymore. Okay, so I just chop off the bottom like so. Okay, and then for the rest of it, just put them in the bottom, like generally. All right, and then that's it. That's all the build there is to it. You have to trust that this build is going to work, as opposed to other builds where you're just going to see the proof. You're just gonna have to trust that it will work, and then it's not gonna have any problems. So it's all bushy and big on top. So I call this, like, the Sideshow Bob method, if you will, because it's like a big afro on top. Is ridiculous. So all you do is just cut this and then leave it like open and bushy on top. Just open, completely open, like it exploded or something like that. Then we take this tank and then we screw this on top, like so. And then you look at the bottom of the tank. Okay, it's very hard to see on camera, but you look at the bottom of the tank to make sure that it's white, so that the cotton is dead center of it, right? From this point on, you just add the juice. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay, and then it will wick. It will not over wick. It will not under wick. It will always wick perfectly. Okay, and cotton microcoil, always a very good setup. Now, you could tell that by the way this thing fires. Okay, most atomizers, whether they're like advanced tank atomizers like K-Funds and Aquas and things like that, they all have the tank on the outside feeding in through the sides, and then the chimney comes in, so then the vapor becomes very warm. This one is very interesting because it is the exact opposite of it. What's going on here is that, like, we have the tank in the middle, and then, sorry, having a little issue screwing this on because the threads are so fine. Okay. So This one, you know, is the reverse, where instead of the chimney in the middle, the tank is in the middle, and then all of the fumes come up from the sides. And because of that, because of the tank, because of all this, so it kind of acts like a heat sink, so that when the fumes come up, everything is going to be cold. So now this thing is going to fire no problem, right? So I'll show you guys real quick, right? I know I normally don't vape on camera this much, but I need to show you the performance. Okay, I'm going to open up the air hole all the way now, and then take a very long drag. If this thing was giving me, it's just to prove that this thing isn't giving me any dry hits, because if it was a dry hit, I wouldn't be able to hold down the button for this long without gagging, okay? So, see what I'm saying? So, this is the setup. Go with this. It's going to solve all of your problems, okay? All of your nightmares or whatever for you guys who already have an AIOS out there. For you newbie builders, it's just going to be, you know, a lot easier build. Okay? Take care, guys.